Hello, and how are you? Hey, friends, look, I'm almost half undressed. Didn't even know it, but here it is. Boy, boy, boy. Had no idea, but phew, my clothes is coming off. I didn't know. Anyway, that's not really what I was here to talk about today. I was talking about it being Sunday, and today's November the 29th, and, well, I got because it's 2020, somebody has reached another milestone in their life. That's right, I got a happy birthday shout out to Brenda K. Harper Matthes. That's right, Brenda. You've come another lap around the sun. That's another trip around the sun you've made this year. And so, without further ado, here's a birthday song for you. Hey, Brenda. I heard it's your birthday today, so happy birthday, I'ma say. You're 1 more year older today, so happy birthday to you, I say. I said, hey, Brenda, I heard it's your birthday today, so happy birthday, I'ma say. I hope you're enjoying your special day, because, well, it's a happy birthday to you today, and many more. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. All right. That being said, I got some Shen Show likes. That's right, folks that like the Shen Show. How about Martin Kelly, Rob Faulkner, Jamie O'Driscoll, Tina, Kleeschulte, Ashbrook, and then I've got my Pokey pal, Amanda Sue Little. That's right, she's my Pokey pal gal. Alrighty, hey, that being said, let's do a little bit of the weather forecast. Weather forecast for the remainder of the day is becoming partly cloudy after some evening light rain. Lows are near 25 degrees Fahrenheit, which is going to be mighty cold, with winds north to northwest at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Chances of rain 70%, and higher wind gusts are quite possible. And I'm telling you, boy, I got an automatic door over there, and why, it's got a heavy old motor on it that holds it shut, and it's got this clicky thingy that's supposed to hold it shut too. And well, it's not doing its job. That's for sure. The wind gusts are kicking that door clean right on open. Not keeping it open by any means, but at least it's knocking this latch loose. And I'm like, wow, it's windy out there. All right, Monday, November the 30th. Some clouds in the morning will give way to mainly sunny skies for the afternoon. Much cooler temperatures, highs only around 37 degrees Fahrenheit, with winds north to northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And then clear skies overnight with lows around 19 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds are going to be northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then, how about Tuesday, December the 1st? That's right, the beginning of December. Mainly sunny skies, highs around 43 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds are going to be light and variable. And then we got mainly clear skies early, then a few clouds later on in the evening throughout the night. Lows around 21 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds are going to be light and variable. How about Wednesday, December the 2nd? Partly cloudy skies, highs around 50 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds are going to be southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Cloud and snowy snow showers. Wow, snow showers. Cloudy with snow showers developing in after midnight. Lows around 29 degrees Fahrenheit with winds light and variable. Chances of snow 40%. Youch, we don't want none of that. Mostly cloudy on Thursday, December the 3rd. Rain and snow showers in the morning. A few rain showers in the afternoon. Highs around 42 degrees Fahrenheit with winds light and variable. Chances of rain 40%. Rain and snow topping off, tapering off. That's the word, tapering. Eyes aren't what they used to be, folks. The eyes just aren't what they used to be. Rain and snow is going to be tapering off in the evening, decreasing cloudiness later on at night, and lows are going to drop down to 28 degrees Fahrenheit with winds light and variable. Chances of precipitation 30%. And then Friday, December the 4th, partly cloudy skies, highs around 44 degrees Fahrenheit with winds west to northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear to partly cloudy skies with low temperatures around 27 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds are going to be light and variable. And so that, my friends, finishes off your 5-day forecast for the St. Charles viewing area. And that's going to be brought to you by, let's see, who's it going to be brought to you by? I know who it's going to be. It's going to be brought to you by none other than Christmas Traditions. That's right, Christmas Traditions down on Main Street, St. Charles. That's right, November the 28th through December the 20th. Reoccurring weekly on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Fridays from 6 to 9 p.m., Saturdays from 12 to 9 p.m., and Sundays from 12 to 5 p.m. Located where else but historic Main Street, St. Charles, Missouri. 230 South Main Street in St. Charles at 63301. That's right, just think. The celebration is staged in a charming village along the Missouri River, known as St. Charles. Close your eyes and listen to the sounds of horse hooves on the brick streets and the sweet holiday music of the fife. Capture, if you will, in your mind. Hi. Capture in your mind the essence of the time in America when life was simpler and Christmas was elegant and magical. Regardless of the evening or weekend you choose to visit Christmas Traditions, we promise you will find the genuine warm traditions of St. Charles welcome. And the hospitality of Christmas Traditions is only exceeded by the very magical spirit of Christmas. So don't forget to come on down to St. Charles, Missouri on Main Street and go to Christmas Traditions. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. That's what I got to say. Enjoy. Alrighty, I had a song request. I had a song request and I can't even think of who it was. Kids are gonna love it. That's what she said. She said the kids are gonna love it. Just tune on in. It could have been Lisa or Tina. May have been Tina. I think it was Tina. We're gonna find out. That's for sure. For sure. Hey, it's not letting me scale down here. Oh no. Oh, right. Um, Judy Marie King. No, no, no. I know that song. I love that one for years. Yep, Lisa Foster. That's who asked for it. Lisa Foster for the kids. So I'm going to kick it off for you, Lisa, right here, right now. It's called. Oh, I lost. I shut myself out of the internet. It is called. Um, I don't know what it's called. Oh, children, where will how shall I send thee? Song lyrics, how shall I send thee? Children, go where I send thee. How shall I send thee? Well, I'm gonna send the 2x2, two for the Paul and Silas, one for the little bitty baby who was born in Bethlehem. Children, go where I send thee. How shall I send thee? Well, I'm gonna send the 3x3, three for the three Hebrew children, two for the Paul and Silas, and one for the itty bitty baby who was born in Bethlehem. Children, go where I send thee. How shall I send thee? Well, I'm gonna send the 4x4, four for the four that stood at the door, three for the Hebrew children, two for the Paul and Silas, and one for the itty bitty Baby was born in Bethlehem. Children go where I send thee. How shall I send thee? Well, I'm gonna send a 5 by 5, 5 for the 5 I couldn't get by, 4 for the 4 that stood at the door, 3 by the 3 for the 3 Hebrew children, 2 for the Paul and Silas, and 1 for the itty bitty baby who was born in a Bethlehem. Children, go where I send thee. How shall I send thee? Well, I'm gonna send a 6 by 6, 6 by the 6 that couldn't get fixed, 5 by the 5 that couldn't get by, 4 for the 4 that stood at the door, 3 for the Hebrew children, 2 for the Paul and Silas, and 1 for the itty bitty baby who was born in a Bethlehem. Children, go where I send thee. Well, how shall I send thee? Well, I'm gonna send thee 8 by 8, 8 for the 8 that stood at the gate, 7 for the 7 that couldn't get to heaven, and 6 by 6 that couldn't get fixed, 5 by 5 that couldn't get by, 4 for the 4 that stood at the door, 3 for the Hebrew children, and 2 for the Paul and Silas, and 1 for the little bitty baby who was born in Bethlehem, who was born in Bethlehem. Well, see, there was more because they didn't give out a couple of lines there. The ones I looked up on Google search, stopped it at 6 by the 6 that couldn't get fixed, and then I know there's 7 that couldn't get to heaven, and then there was 8 for the 8 that stood at the gate. So I know. But anyway, there was more lyrics because I love that song, and thank you, Lisa, for giving me back in touch with that because, well, I truly do. And then y'all can sing along for this one if you want to. Song lyrics, The 12 Days of Christmas. 12 Days of Christmas lyrics is a Christmas song. On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the fourth day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the fifth day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the sixth day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the seventh day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the eighth day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 8 maids a-milking, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the ninth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me Nine ladies dancing, eight maids a milking, seven swans a swimming, six geese a laying, five golden ring, four calling birds, three French hens, two turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. Okay, sorry, cracked. Sorry, I cracked myself up there. On the 10th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 10 lords a leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids of milking, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 11th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 11 pipers piping, 10 lords a leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a milking, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 12 drummers drumming, 11 pipers piping, 10 lords a leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a milking, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. All right, Thanksgiving's over with, so I can sing Christmas now. Right? Right. Got one more. Let's do, what is this one called? What is this one called? This one is called, oh yes, song lyrics. Do you hear what I hear? Another one the kids just might like to sing along with, Lisa, because I would think they might know it. Said the night wind to the little lamb, do you see what I see? I see. Away up in the sky, little lamb. Do you see what I see? I see a star, with, with a. Oh, sorry about that. Let me start that one over. Said the night wind to the little lamb. Do you see what I see? I see. Way up in the sky, little lamb. Do you see what I see? I see a star, dancing in the night with a tail as big as a kite, with a tail as big as a kite. Said the little lamb to the shepherd boy. Do you hear what I hear? I hear ringing through the sky, shepherd boy. Do you hear what I hear? I hear a song, high above the trees, with a voice as big as the seas, with a voice as big as the seas. Said the shepherd boy to the mighty king, do you know what I know? I know in your palace walls, mighty king. Do you know what I know? I know a child shivers in the cold. Let us bring him silver and gold. Let us bring him silver and gold. said the king to the people everywhere. Listen to what I say. Pray for peace, people everywhere. Listen to what I say. The child sleeping in the night. We will bring us goodness and light. He will bring us goodness and light. He will bring us goodness and light. I like that song too. I like these songs. These songs are the ones that I like. Um, there's also some other ones. Um, but we can gather those at a different time. We'll make a compilation of Christmas songs. But what we want to do right now is we want to open up the Shen Show stuff, and we want to go on down here and read a little bit more about Hans Christian Andersen. That's right, he's got some real cool stories, and I like his stories. I really do. Um, the shadow. Oh no, only the shadow knows. Ah, dee 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 dum. Dee 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 dum. How about the Brave Tin Soldier? Let's take a look. I think it's awfully long though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages. 6 clicks. Yeah, we can do it. Okay, The Brave Tin Soldier. Fairy Tale. A short fairy tale by Hans Christian Andersen. There were once 25 tin soldiers who were all brothers, for they had been made out of the same old tin spoon. They they shouldered arms and looked straight before them, and wore a splendid uniform, red and blue. The first thing in the world they ever heard were the words "tin soldiers," uttered by a little boy who clapped his hands with delight when the lid of the box in which they lay was taken off. They were given him for a birthday present, and he stood at the table to set them up. The soldiers were all exactly alike, except one, who had only one leg. He had been left to the last, and then there was not enough of the metal tin to finish him. So they made him to stand firmly on one leg, and this caused him to be very remarkable. The table on which the tin soldiers stood was covered with other playthings, but the most attractive to the eye was a pretty little paper castle. Through the small window the rooms could be seen, and in front of the castle a number of little trees surrounded a piece of looking glass, which was intended to represent a transparent lake. Swans made of wax swam on the lake, and were reflected in it, and all this was very pretty. But the prettiest of all was a tiny little lady, who stood at the open door of the castle. She also was made of paper, and she wore a dress of clear muslin, with a narrow blue ribbon over her shoulders, just like a scarf. In front of those, in front of these was fixed a glittering tinsel rose, as large as her whole face. The little lady was a dancer, and she stretched out both her arms and raised one of her legs so high that the tin soldier could not see it at all. and he thought that she, like himself, had only one leg. That is the wife for me, he thought, but she is too grand, and lives in a castle, while I have only a box to live in, 5 and 20 of us together. That is no place for her, and still I must try and make her acquaintance. Then he laid himself at full length on the table behind a snuff box that stood open in it, and then behind a snuff box that stood upon it, so that he could peep at the little delicate lady, who continued to stand on one leg without losing her balance. When everything came mm, When evening came, the other tin soldiers were all placed in the box, and the people of the house went to bed. Then the playthings began to have their own games together, to pay visits, to have sham, sham fights, and to give balls. Oh, and to give balls, grand balls, dancing balls. The tin soldier rattled in their boxes. They wanted to get out and join the amusement, but they could not open the lid. The nutcracker played a leapfrog, and the pencil jumped about the table. There was such a noise that the canary woke up and began to talk, and in poetry too. Only the tin soldier and the dancer remained in their places. She stood on tippy toe, with her legs stretched out as firmly as she did on his one leg. He never took his eyes from her for even a moment. The clock struck 12, and with a bounce up sprang the lid of the snuff box, but instead of snuff there jumped up a little black goblin, for the snuff box was a toy puzzle. The tin soldier said the goblin. Tin soldier, said the goblin, don't wish for what does not belong to you. But the tin soldier pretended not to hear. Very well, wait till tomorrow then, said the goblin. When the children came in the next morning, they placed the tin soldier in the window. Now, whether it was the goblin who did it or the dwarf is not known, but the window flew open, and out flew the tin soldier, heels over head, from the third story of the building into the streets beneath. It was a terrible fall, for he came head downwards, his helmet and his bayonet stuck in between the flagstone, and his one leg up in the air. The servant maid and the little boy went downstairs directly to look for him, but he was nowhere to be seen, although once they nearly trod upon him, and if he had called out, "Here I am," it would have been all right, but he was too proud to cry out for help, while he wore a uniform. Presently it began to rain, and the drops fell faster and faster, till there was a heavy shower. Then it was over. 2 days Two boys happened to pass by, and one of them said, "Look, there is a tin soldier. He ought to have a boat to sail in." So they made a boat out of newspaper, and placed the tin soldier in it, and sent him sailing down the gutter, while the two boys ran by the side of it and clapped their hands. Good gracious, what large waves arose in that gutter! And how fast the stream rolled on! For the rain had been very heavy. The paper boat rocked up and down, and turned itself round 3 times, so quickly that the tin soldier trembled. Yet he remained firm. He his conscience did not change. His contentance. His contentance did not change. He looked straight before him and shouldered his musket. Suddenly the boat shot under a bridge which formed a part of a drain, and then it was as dark as the tin soldier's box. Where am I going now? Thought he. This is the black goblin's fault, I am sure. Ah, well, if the little lady were only here with me in the boat, I should not care for any darkness. Suddenly there appeared a great water rat who lived in the drain. Have you a passport? Asked the rat. Give it to me at once. But the tin soldier remained silent and held his musket tighter than ever. The boat sailed on, and the rat followed it. How he did gnash his teeth and cry out to the bits of wood and straw, "Stop him! Stop him! He has not paid the toll, and has not shown his pass." But the stream rushed on, stronger and stronger. The tin soldier could already see daylight shining where the arch ended. Then he heard a roaring sound, quite terrible enough to frighten the bravest man. At the end of the tunnel the drain fell into a large canal over a over a steep place, which made it as dangerous for him as a waterfall would be to us. He once he was too close to it to stop, so the boat rushed on, and the poor tin soldier could only hold himself as stiffly as possible without moving an eyelid to show that he was not afraid. The boat whirled around 3 or 4 times, and then fell with water to the very edge. Then filled with water to the very edge. Nothing could save it from sinking. He now stood up to his neck in water, while deeper and deeper sank the boat, and the paper became soft and loose with the wet, till at last the water closed over the soldier's head. He thought of the elegant little dancer whom he should never see again, and the words of the songs sounded in his ears. Farewell, warrior, every brave drifting onward to thy grave. Then the paper boat fell to pieces, and the soldier sank into the water, and immediately afterwards was swallowed up by a great fish. Oh, how dark it was inside the fish! A great deal darker than in the tunnel, and narrower too. But the tin soldier continued firm, and lay at the full length, shuddering his musket, shouldering his musket. The fish swam to and fro, making the most wonderful movements, but at last he became quite still, and after a while a flash of lightning seemed to pass through him, and then the daylight approached, and a voice cried out, "I declare, here is the tin soldier." The fish had been caught, taken to the market, and sold to the cook, who took him into the kitchen and cut him open with a large knife. She picked up the soldier and held him by the waist between her fingers and thumb, and carried him into the room. They were all anxious to see this wonderful soldier who had traveled about inside a fish, but he was not at all proud. They placed him on the table, and how many curious things do happen in the world? Well, there he was in the very same room from the window of which he had fallen. There were the same children and the same playthings standing on the table, and the pretty castle with the elegant little dancer at the door. She still balanced herself on one leg, and he held up the other, so she was as firm as himself. It touched the tin soldier so much to see her that he almost wept in tin tears. But he kept them back. He only looked at her, and they both remained silent. Presently one of the little boys took up the tin soldier and threw him into the stove. He had no reason for doing so, therefore it must have been the fault of the black goblin, who lived in the snuff box. The flames lightened up the tin soldier, and as he stood, the heat was very terrible, but whether it proceeded from the real fire or from the fire of love, he could not tell. Then he could see that the bright colors were faded from his uniform, but whether they had been washed off during his journey or from the effects of his sorrow, no one could say. He looked at the little lady, and she looked at him. He felt himself melting away, but he still remained firm, with his gun on his shoulder. Suddenly the door of the room flew open, and the draught of air caught up the little dancer, and she fluttered like a sylph right into the stove by the side of the tin soldier, and was instantly in flames, and was gone. The tin soldier melted down into a lump, and the next morning, when the maid servant took the ashes out of the stove, she found him in the shape of a little tin heart. But of the little dancer nothing remained but the tinsel rose, which was burnt black as a cinder. And there you have it. That was The Brave Tin Soldier Fairy Tale by Hans Christian Andersen. Okay, it looks like it's about time for our portion of the program called Our Daily Bread. And Our Daily Bread is going to be brought to you today by the Bible with Briscoe 2020. The Bible with Briscoe 2020 is a daily reading of the Bible to be completed within 1 year. Today's reading in the Bible with Briscoe 2020 will be Ezekiel 35 through 36 and 2 Peter 1. Father, so don't forget to tune into the Bible with Briscoe so that you might be able to get your daily reading of the Bible. Okay, today's daily read portion of the program, the sweet again, sweet again. Okay, let's make it sweet again. We're going to be reading, that's our devotion for the day, and we're going to be reading Isaiah 25, 1 through 9. Sweet again, sweet again. Lord, you are my God. I will exalt you and praise your name. For in perfect faithfulness you have done wonderful things. Things planned long ago. You have made the city a heap of rubble, the fortified town a ruin, the foreigner's stronghold a city no more. It will never be rebuilt. Therefore, strong people will honor you. Cities of ruthless nations will revere you. You have been a refuge for the poor, a refuge for the needy in their distress, a shelter from the storm, and a shade from the heat. For the breath of the ruthless is like a storm driving against a wall, and like the heat of the desert, your silence, the you silenced the uproar of foreigners. As heat is reduced by the shadow of a cloud, so the song of the ruthless is still. On this mountain the Lord Almighty will prepare a feast of rich foods for all the people, a banquet of aged wine, the best of meats and the finest of wines. On this mountain he will destroy the shroud that enfolds all peoples, the sheet that covers all nations. He will swallow up death forever. The sovereign Lord will wipe away the tears from all faces. He will remove his people's disgrace from all the earth. The Lord has spoken. In that day they will say, surely this is our God. We trust in him, and he saved us. This is the Lord. We trusted in him. Let us rejoice and be glad in his salvation. There you go. Hey, that was Isaiah 25, 1 through 9, which concludes our portion of the program called Our Daily Bread for the day, which leaves me with one more song to sing for you, and that would be, well, goodbye, my friends, it's time to go. I said goodbye, my friends, it's time to go. Whoa. I hate to leave you, but I really must go. So goodbye, my friends, goodbye. This here has been Shenandoah Briscoe saying hello and how are you? Thank you so much for tuning in to the Shen Show, and as always, you know God loves you and so do I. So come back and see me tomorrow because, well, I'll be here, and I hope that you are too.